I want to remind the American public of Stephen Miller. There's probably no single person in this government has done more damage and more harm to people across this country, immigrants and US citizens, in the terror that is happening across this country than this man right here. And it's our job as a House, a Senate, and a united Congress to hold him responsible for the crimes that are happening to United States citizens. As a country, we have to do better.
I like that from Representative Robert Garcia, using that one of those infamous dark photos from the Vanity Fair photography session of Stephen Miller, and reminding us that he has done, probably more damage than anyone else. And I'll remind everyone, Bovino left, Noam got demoted, nothing happened to Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller got to come out and declare single mom shot in the face, a domestic terrorist, a nurse shot in the back, cowardly executed in front of our very eyes. He's an assassin. He was trying to massacre people. And then Stephen Miller just slinks back into the shadows and nothing happens to him. That should be unacceptable, especially when what he's doing is justifying the massive violence that we're seeing from ICE. And so there was great testimony. It wasn't just Robert Garcia. They brought in people who've been affected by this violence. One woman testified in Congress about how she was shot after she followed an agent's car in Chicago while trying to warn her neighbors, which, I think in America, we're free. We're supposed to be able to do that. That can get you killed in America. DHS initially claimed that when the officers exited their vehicle, Marimar Martinez tried to run them over. Where have I heard that before? Quote, forcing the officers to fire defensively. Remember, every shot is a defensive shot in 2026. That's just how it is, Anyway, she was charged with felony assault of a federal officer despite ending up in the hospital herself. So she was shot. She was not trying to hit them with her car. Now, thankfully, unlike Renee, she survived. That's the good news, and thus we get the testimony. But yeah, this is what they do. They lie about the need for this violence. They do it constantly, despite all of the supposed regulations stopping them from doing it. And we just see this over and over again. But I want to return to Representative Garcia, who read out some text messages from the agents after they shot Martinez.
Ms. Martinez, these are images of texts sent by the agent who shot you. And they're actually disturbing to read, but I think it's important for the public to see this. The agent linked an article about your shooting and texted, read it, 5 shots, 7 holes. I fired 5 rounds and she had 7 holes. Put that in your book, boys. Oh well, it is what it is. It happens. This is someone that works for the United States government. I fired 5 rounds and she had 7 holes. Now he was talking about you, and it's our understanding that he was actually bragging about his aim, shooting an unarmed American citizen. Is that right?
Correct.
I'm so sorry, Ms. Martinez. DHS has allowed the agent who shot you to remove evidence and to potentially destroy it. Is that correct?
Correct.
And that is yet another pattern that we've seen. The destruction of evidence, no serious investigation, no consequence for absolutely needless violence. And also, overriding all of this, a desperate desire to hurt people, a desperate desire to kill people, and in particular, these dudes desperately want to shoot a woman for reasons I will never understand. They see women and it fires something up inside them and they want to lash out with deadly violence. We have more, Sharon, but I want to give you a chance to jump in.
Yeah, and the stronger the woman, the more deadly the act. Ms. Martinez also testified that my government was trying to execute me. And she's right. That's exactly what they were trying to do, execute this woman. And here's the thing. I see a lot of stupid people, and maybe I shouldn't call people stupid, but it happens every day because I feel like I'm presented with facts that I can't overlook. Texting after nearly killing a woman in the line of duty here is so horrifically stupid that it sends chills up my spine. These are the idiots with guns, armed as, backed by the state against us. This is chilling. They're not sorry. They're not worried. Why bother to cover up things and delete evidence when nothing's going to happen to you?
Yeah.
Has she no recourse? Thank goodness. There's some in Congress who are at least putting a spotlight on it.
Yeah. Yeah, and hopefully this gets added to the list of hopefully cases that will be actually seriously investigated after Donald Trump no longer has his personal stranglehold over the DOJ. That would be my hope. But yeah, no, it's absolutely grotesque. And some would say, well, where is their training that they're doing this stuff? But remember, the right always says they are trained or whatever. So I'm coming to the conclusion, it doesn't matter how much you train them. There is no amount of training that will stop these people from doing this if you give them the ability to do it. If you give them a gun, if you put them out there, it doesn't matter what you said to them in the classroom. Doesn't matter what's on the PowerPoint presentation. They want to kill people, so they're going to kill people. So don't give them the opportunity and the means and pay them to kill people. Just abolish the entire thing, get rid of it. We didn't always have it, we don't need it. We didn't always need it, we don't need it now. And the cost is obviously too high and going up basically every day.
You know what TYT has always been about? Taking on the corrupt, greedy establishment. For us, it's the corporate media. We've been fighting that fight for over 20 years. For the cell phone industry, it's the same story. A handful of massive corporations ripping you off. That's why we're partnering with Noble Mobile. They're the only wireless company with the same mission as ours, to fight back. Their Noble plan offers unlimited data for just $50 a month. But here's the best part. For any data that you don't use, you get cash back. Real money you can spend however you want. Stop letting your unused data pad the pockets of billionaires. With Noble, you take control over your data. And by switching to Noble, you're directly supporting TYT in our mission of bringing you honest, independent news. So give Noble a try and make the switch today. Scan the QR code on the screen now or visit go.tyt.com/plan. That's go.tyt.com/plan.
Now we're gonna end with just a little bit more from Martinez talking about the experience she had with the agent.
After being at the hospital for less than 3 hours, I was discharged from the hospital and took custody of the FBI. As we left the hospital, I was escorted out through the back in a wheelchair. I observed over dozens of Border Patrol agents waiting outside the hospital. One of the agents came up to me with his cell phone and took a photograph of me. It was the same agent who had previously kept coming in and out my room, and I had to repeatedly tell him to leave. I told him I did not consent for him to photograph me, but he did not care. It still haunts me that this agent has my photo on his phone. Was this the agent that shot me? Was this a trophy for him?
Those are great questions. And isn't it sick? Not just that this would happen, obviously that's sick, but that we don't even get to know. We don't even get to know who kills us, honestly, at this point. It's always hidden. It's like, it's a big scandal when a journalist actually gets the identity of some of these people, as happened in Minneapolis. But yeah, no, he wanted a trophy. That's what it was. Again, they wanted to shoot her. They want to brag about it. We saw those text messages. You think those are the only text messages that they sent? You think that they're not bragging to this day in their little secret little white supremacist groups online, their little incel groups online? No, they absolutely love it. This shouldn't exist. They should all, look, they shouldn't be in these jobs. They should likely, most of them should be locked up. They're sociopaths. They're trying to murder us. And look, she's being totally reasonable. We'll move on in a second. She's like, I don't consent to you taking a photo. And I love her for saying that. Dude, we don't consent to them murdering us and they do that. Like, you think they're gonna care about consenting on the photograph? They believe they're above the law because they are. They are above the law. There are no checks on what they do so long as Donald Trump and Pam Bondi and Kristi Noem and Tom Homan and Stephen Miller are in power. They can do whatever they want to us. Take photos non-consensually. They're raping people in the detention facilities. They're gunning us down in the streets. That's what Donald Trump and his policies have wrought.